but you don't really understand why because you're being the perfect girlfriend. You quite literally lose who you are because you don't exist outside of the relationship. Hi everyone, my name is Gigi and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to hit hard because in today's video, I'm going to be telling you what it's like to get lost within your relationship. And by lost, I mean losing yourself completely. A lot of people don't even realize that they have fully lost who they are because they're trying to be who he wants you to be. And before you know it, you've completely lost your identity. So here is what that looks like and how to fix it. Now this is not to shame men because a lot of the time women do this without even thinking about it, without pressure from the man. So I'm not here to blame any man, but I am here to change how you respect yourself within a relationship. Because you will be surprised at how easy it is to stop being yourself and start becoming who he wanted you to be. Let's start with, what does it look like to lose yourself within a relationship? Now let's not confuse this with growing within a relationship. There's two very different things here. One of them, you lose your sense of self. You are so focused on being the perfect girlfriend, the perfect future wife, the perfect wife. You change the way you dress because of his opinions. You change your opinions so you don't have to worry if he agrees or not with them because technically they're exactly the same as his. You lose interest in your hobbies. The things that used to really excite you don't excite you anymore. In fact, you just want to do what he does. You prioritize him over literally everything else. I'm talking friends, family, and yourself. And you also prioritize his validation over your own. You're constantly prioritizing responding to texts, what he says about you, what he thinks about what you do. And a lot of the time, all of these happen without you even realizing because it slowly happens over time. It's not a quick, you wake up one day and suddenly you've lost yourself. It happens bit by bit every single day. And also, it feels like love. It feels like that's what you're meant to do in a relationship. You're meant to give someone your all. You're meant to gel with someone, understand someone. But when does understanding and fitting well with someone become just people pleasing so you have someone to be with? There's a few reasons why this can happen, why you can lose yourself within a relationship. One of the biggest ones is attaching your identity to that relationship. You associate who you are, you being happy, you being loved, you feeling good about yourself with that specific person. And because your brain is rewarding you, it's giving you the happy chemicals that make you keep going back for more. You do exactly that. You go back for more and you associate that good feeling with them and only them. And that's why over time you start losing yourself more and more because your main priority becomes making yourself happy. And when your happiness is them, you will always choose what they want, what they think. This comes from something called attachment theory. This basically means that however your relationships were in the past, maybe a caregiver, someone who looks after you, and you relied on them heavily to do things for you, to emotionally regulate you, to keep you safe. And they continue to do that to an excessive amount over time, even continuing into your adulthood, that you reach out for that same type of person in other people, like a partner. Because of that, you mold yourself into that person because patterns repeat themselves and human brains love patterns. This is why we get attachment styles like avoidant and anxious. Because we form these with our caregivers, our parents, whoever looks after us, whoever we rely on and find safe. And we repeat that pattern with our partners. It could also be a fear of losing that person. If you fear losing someone, you will do anything to keep them. Therefore, you're going to fit into this mold that they believe you should be in. If they want a housewife that cooks and cleans and does everything for them, you will become that because you don't want to disagree with them. You don't want to make them upset or mad, so you do exactly what they want. But in doing that, you lose your sense of self, especially if you start doing things that you used to hate, acting in ways that you actually didn't like before. And another really common one is you think love means being each other's equal parts. By this, I don't mean, oh, we do this for each other, we do that for each other. I mean, you literally think to be in love with someone, you have to be their exact match. Like the exact same things with them, do the exact same hobbies as them, understand the exact same things as them. But individuality is what makes us beautiful. Having different opinions is what makes us different. exciting. If you agree with everything, if you understand everything, if you become your partner, you're not learning anything from that other person. There's no beauty in that. We are our own individual people for a reason. Now, all of this creates very bad dynamics within a relationship. If you feel like your relationship is struggling at the moment, there's something going on, tension within it, but you don't really understand why, because you're being the perfect girlfriend. You're doing all the things that he likes. You're saying the things that he agrees with. You're doing the same hobbies as him. You are practically the female version of him. So what is his issue? It's you. It's you. You have lost yourself. Because of everything that you're doing, you're becoming dependent on him. Your life no longer revolves around you and what you like, but him and what he likes. You have completely lost your sense of self because you're so focused on him. Your mood depends on them. You stop growing as a person because you can only hold yourself to their standard, to which you're probably not even guessing correctly. How you feel about yourself, your confidence, your self-love, it all comes from them. So everything that you believe about yourself relies on them, which means if they have something to criticize you for, immediately your self-worth is down here. If they call you out for something, your confidence is down here. If they stop paying attention to you and prefer to be with their friends, you feel like a puppy that has been thrown to the side. A child that's not getting attention. So how do you know fully deep down that you've lost yourself within this relationship? It usually starts with just feeling a little bit empty inside when they're not around. You feel like you don't really know what to do without them. You don't really know how to excite yourself without them. You don't know who to talk to, what to talk about. You don't know what hobbies you enjoy without them, so you just end up doing nothing. Your entire energy feels off if they're not around you. It also might look like you overthinking every little thing that they say. You overanalyze each word. What did they mean? Why did they say it like that? Did they mean to offend me? Are they judging me? Are they picking me apart? Should I change something? You tend to feel very anxious around them, like you're walking on eggshells, because all you're really doing is pleasing them, what you think they want. And if you make a mistake, so you're anxious for your next moves. You're anxious to do things independently, because what if it doesn't align with them? And of course, the biggest one, you don't know who you are. You struggle to describe yourself to other people without bringing up your partner. You struggle to understand your own emotions without them being validated by your partner. You quite literally lose who you are because you don't exist outside of the relationship. But here's the thing. If someone truly loves you, if this relationship is truly love, you do not have to think about who you are. You do not have to think about your actions as deeply as you are. You can keep your own hobbies. You can have your own opinions and still be with someone. You can do things alone, enjoy things alone while being with someone. You can be your own individual person while being with someone. I hate the idea of you complete me in relationships because we are two separate people doing two separate things in life that have come together on the same path. We are not completing each other. We are not empty. We are not halves. We do not pour into each other. We simply coexist together. I am not you, you are not me, and that's how it should be, because as soon as you start relying on someone else, you rely on their happiness, you rely on their energy, you rely on their presence, you're basically pulling that importance away from yourself, and it means you can't do that yourself. You have to have another person there, and that is not how you should live your life. The biggest takeaway from all of this is that you cannot earn love through becoming someone else. I'll say it again, you cannot earn love by becoming someone else. The only way that relationships are going to work for you, love is going to work for you, is if you love yourself as who you are. If you need to change, if you need to develop yourself, that should be because you recognize it for yourself. You know you need to do it for yourself to become a better version. Not because your boyfriend thinks so. Not because you're not your boyfriend. So it's time to reclaim your identity back. The first step, who are you? Who are you outside of the relationship? If you are to remove the relationship, the man from your life, who are you? Write down all of your traits. And I mean, I'm like this, I enjoy this, I do this. When I'm nervous, I do this. When I'm happy, I do this. Literally analyze yourself as though you are a person looking at yourself, as though you are your friends observing you. Who are you? Imagine your life without your boyfriend. Imagine your life without your partner. Who is that person? When they're not around, who are you? This is going to be difficult, especially when you've lost yourself so much that you feel like you aren't a person without them. But I promise you, even if it takes a little while, write down whatever you can, even the really small stuff if that's all you can think of, and make a little list or a big list, or a list that you keep coming back to every few days until you truly understand who you are. You might have to go into the past a little bit, maybe before you got with them, and see what you used to like then. Why did you fall out of love with those things? The second step is to bring back your life. I'm talking bring back the hobbies you enjoy. If you used to enjoy painting but felt like you had no time for it because you were constantly with your boyfriend, bring it back. Put importance back into your hobbies again. They're your hobbies. Bring back your routines. What routines best suit you? What do you like to do first in the morning? What do you like to do at night? Of course, if you live with someone, you might have to make some sacrifices, but you shouldn't be entirely molding yourself to someone else's routine. Find a routine that works for you, test out what things you like to do at certain times of day, and do it for yourself. And bring back your independence. Go do things by yourself. Go for a walk by yourself. Take yourself on a coffee date by yourself. Enjoy your little successes by yourself. Your entire life doesn't have to be shared with someone. It's nice to share your life with someone, but every tiny little thing doesn't have to be the same. Step 3, stop performing. Stop pretending to be the person you think they like. They fell in love with you for a reason. They fell in love with the person that they met, not the person you molded yourself to fit in with their standards like. So stop performing and be yourself. You're not here to be validated by them. You're not here to do things just for them. You're not here to dress a certain way or do your hair a certain way just for them. That is for you. All those things you need to be able to do for yourself. Step 4 is to regulate your own emotions. When you rely on someone else to tell you and validate how you're meant to feel, you stop understanding how to regulate your own emotions. So rather than waiting for someone to tell you how to feel, to judge you for feeling a certain way about something, instead, understand within yourself why you feel a certain way. Why does this upset you? Why does this make you angry? Why does this make you happy? As soon as you pull that reliance away from another person, you gain control over yourself. Number 5 is to rebuild your self-worth. When you rely on someone else to make you feel worth it, as soon as they're no longer around or they say something that makes your worth go lower, you feel disrespected. You feel like you're not worth it at all. You feel like you're not a valued person in this world. That's going to make you feel pretty bad and pretty depressed, unless that person suddenly thinks you're worth it again. This is why it's so important to have your own self-worth and understand yourself and not rely on the validation of other people. Because people can say whatever they want to you. They can throw the worst insults at you, they can judge your every action. But as long as you know what you're worth, nothing can hurt you, nothing can judge you, nothing can change you because you know exactly who you are and what you're worth. At the end of the day, you were made to be individual. That's why you're allowed to form your own opinions. Do what you want. Have your own hobbies. Have your own favorite color. You are your own person, and that's what makes us all individually beautiful. So stop trying to fit into a mold. If you don't fit into that mold, then that's not your person. Someone out there will be. Someone out there that loves you for you and not the act you're putting on, just for love, just for a relationship. True love comes from being yourself and that person, whoever it is, loving that about you. That is all for me today. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to comment down below and I will try and get back to every single comment. Don't forget to subscribe and I will see you in the next video. Bye!